environment where the kids sleep is very important, and we'll get to that with preventing sudden infant death syndrome. There shouldn't be anything in the crib of a very young infant that they could choke on. There shouldn't be any of these pillows that can have a depression so they can't breathe well. Okay, the water in your house should be turned down. As far as it shouldn't come burning hot out of the tap. You should let your water run in your house for a minute or two, the cold water, because it could be lead in the pipes. And you get lead poisoning from constantly drinking hot water directly out of the pipes. Okay, playground safety. All these things talk about having a safe environment for the children, where they play, where they live, what they do. If there are paint chips in your house and your 2-year-old is eating them, obviously that's not a good thing. Okay, one other thing here is food prevention, and it's important. I'll mention it later. Be very careful with young children. I don't even let kids up to age 5, 6 to necessarily eat peanuts, because we often see them choke on them and aspirate. Okay? There was Nebuch in the 5 towns. The son of a Rav was nifter after choking on a grape a couple of years ago. Okay, you have to be very careful. Hot dogs should not be cut into circles because they fit very carefully and properly over the airway, which is a dangerous thing. So you need to be very careful about these things. Okay, peanut butter can be too thick for an infant, and they can't swallow. They get stuck in their airway. There have been problems with that. Not that we should give children under 2 peanut butter anyway, because there's a lot of allergies. Popcorn, playing with balloons. Little ones again, 2-year-olds sucking on a balloon, they suck on it, it goes in the wrong way, and they aspirate and they get into trouble. Okay, we should use the proper safety equipment. Many children have bicycles, they have rollerblades, they have skateboards, you name it, okay? They need to wear helmets, and they need to wear them properly. And they should, it's a sakana to not be wearing a helmet when you're riding a bicycle outside, okay? Period. And it's got to be. Okay? Seatbelts, we'll talk about in a minute. Car safety, car seats, okay? There's no reason that anyone should not be in a proper restraint in a car. Okay? There's no scientific data that you're going to be safer not wearing a seatbelt. It's absolute shtus. Okay? It's wrong. Okay. How many children die actually? And these are hard things to hear, but over 5,000 in 2002, children from 1 to 14 years old, over 5,000 died from accidents. Okay, in 2002. None of these numbers are really going down too much. You can see these numbers here. Injuries, 233,000 hospitalizations, almost 2.5 million visits to the outpatient department, 17 million visits to the doctor's offices. Okay, perhaps you could almost put some of us out of business. We'll find something else to do. Okay? Take good care of the kids and be careful. Okay. The Center for Disease Control has even more data, and as the kids get older, they don't die of anything except car accidents, suicide, and homicide. Very sad commentary. Okay, but if you know someone who's never depressed, or someone who's having problems and issues in dealing with life, or having, don't ignore it. Okay, Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh Lezeh. Talk to them, get them help, get them a social worker, get them someone to speak to, especially adolescents. Adolescents tend to have difficult times as their bodies are changed, as their psyche change. So if you can help someone in that way, kol hakavod. You can call this number. I'm sure they'll be able to help you with that kind of issue as well and give you a derech how to take care of these things. Okay, the leading cause of death basically across the board after a year of age is motor vehicle accidents in all age groups. And the second leading cause is drowning, and in older people it's homicide, okay? And it's phenomenal that car accidents, it's hard to see this, but basically up until age 44, from 1 to 44, the most common cause of death and disability in the United States is car accidents, okay? So we need to do everything to prevent them. Buy a safe car. When you're buying a car, buy a safe car. Okay, this could be a car that costs the same amount of money that's safe and one that's not so safe. Okay, if you look at the cause of death in children under a year, okay, most commonly it's sudden infant death syndrome, okay, which is also preventable, we'll talk about. But if not that, an unintentional injury, that's not an unintentional injury, it's suffocation. Okay? Also preventable. The second leading cause of death in children from injuries is intentional injuries. It's homicide. It's shaken babies. It's children who nebuch the parents, the caretaker, it doesn't always have to be the parents, it could be a babysitter. Usually it's a parent, will shake them violently and they die or have severe disability.